Hey guys, welcome to the third trigonometry lesson, and we're going to talk about how to find an unknown side in a right angle triangle given an angle in one of the sides. So this problem here, the goal is to find out what x equals, and let's say we know that theta is equal to 30 degrees. So I'm just going to change this theta to let's say 30 degrees. Oops, 30 degrees, and we want to know what x equals. So what do? The first thing we do is we label the sides. So we write down this is the opposite and that's the hypotenuse. And from SOHCAHTOA we can see that the equation that involves opposite and hypotenuse are the sine equation. So we write out the sine ratio, sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. And then what you do is you substitute the numbers that we know into the equation. So we have sine 30 equals the opposite is x, and the hypotenuse is 12. Note how 30 degrees, which is the angle, goes into the variable theta. So now we're trying to find out what x equals, and we're going to use the basic balancing technique in algebra. So if you haven't done the algebra tutorials, I'd suggest that you do the algebra tutorials so you know how to balance an equation. So we're going to multiply by 12 on both sides. So sine 30 times 12 equals x over 12 times 12. And by doing that, we cancel out the divided by 12 and times 12 because they are inverse operations. So what you do now is you type in the calculator sine 30 times 12. So make sure your calculator says degrees, and then you type in sine 30 bracket times 12. Oops. Times 12 equals 6. So we know that x is equal to 6 centimeters, and we usually write it the other way around, so x equals 6 centimeters. So you've just solved the equation and you found out what x equals. Let's try another one. Okay, so in this triangle we have the opposite side, which is x, so we're going to label them. So that's the opposite side, and this is the adjacent side. So write out SOHCAHTOA, we can see that the tangent equation involves both the opposite and the adjacent. So write down the tangent theta equation equals opposite over adjacent. Tan theta equals x over 7. Oh, so I should have told you what theta equals. Let's make theta 40 degrees. So the question will tell you what theta equals. So let me just rub out this part here. So we know that the angle is 40 degrees. So tan 40 equals x over 7, and all you do is you rearrange it to make x the subject by balancing. So tan 40 times 7 is x, and putting that in the calculator, tan 40 times 7, make sure your calculator is on degrees mode, and it's 5.87 centimeters. Okay, now let's do another one where the unknown variable is on the bottom of the fraction. Okay, so this problem will be slightly different to all of the other ones. You will see why in a second. So let's label the sides. We have the opposite and the adjacent. So the equation we're going to use from SOHCAHTOA is the tangent equation. So write out tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. Substitute the numbers we have into the equation. So tan 30 equals 4 over x. Notice how x is on the bottom of an equation. And the way we rearrange this, we actually refer back to an example using numbers. So let's think of a totally unrelated situation. Let's think of this situation. If we had, for example, 30 divided by 6 equals 5, how would we rearrange it to make 6 the subject? So that is similar to this, where we have tan 30 equals 4 over x. We basically have 4 divided by a number is tan 30. So that's similar structure to this equation here, where 30 divided by 6 equals 5. So if we wanted to rearrange this equation to make 6 the subject, what we would do is we would swap places between the 5 and the 6. If you have a look at how this works, we then write 6 equals 30 over 5. So we were able to swap the places between 5 and 6, and this equation still works. 30 divided by 5 is equal to 6. So therefore we can do the same thing here to our other equation. So 4 over tan 30 is equal to x. So this is the rearranging part of the equation, so the process. So we're going to rearrange it in the same way. So we're going to write x equals 4 over tan 30. So basically we've swapped places between tan 30 and x. So now putting that in the calculator, 4 divided by tan 30, we get 6.93 degrees. Sorry, 6.93 centimeters. Okay, thanks for watching the tutorial on how to find an unknown side in a right angle triangle. See you next time.